October 30th, 1961, the most powerful event ever unleashed by humans is exploded by the Soviets, Tsar Bomba. At 50 megatons, it was over 3 times as powerful as any American weapon. Even at 50 megatons, the bomb was detuned from its design yield of 100 megatons as to limit radioactive fallout. The bomb was detonated as a Kuska's mother to the ever-deteriorating relations between the United States and the Soviet Union.
Says Mr. Key, the Soviet will overtake America and then wave bye-bye.
Even though the bomb was delivered via a Tu-95 Bear, the Bear was specially modified to carry the weapon. But due to the bomb's size and its weight, it was thought to be undeliverable. A little-known fact is over the next year, before the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, the Soviets detonated the second, third, fourth, and fifth largest bombs, almost all of them exceeding 20 megatons, and almost all of them were probably deliverable. So what would happen if a bomb whose shockwaves circled the Earth 3 times had been dropped on an American city? If you've seen our Effects of a Nuclear Bomb series, you will know that we've looked at weapons ranging from a terrorist nuke to a warhead of several hundred kilotons up to a 20 megaton Cold War city destroyer. Being 2.5 times as powerful as that city destroyer from the last video, how much more damage could Tsar Bomba cause? Maybe surprisingly, not much more. Assuming the Sears Tower is again our target, and the bomb is detonated at an optimized 13,000 feet, the entire skyline would again be crushed in a matter of seconds. Our friends at the zoo, 2.5 miles away, would be vaporized. 10 miles away at Loyola Park, still utter destruction. Very, very few would survive. Even 25 miles away at Munster, Indiana's Centennial Park, the damage would resemble, well, a war zone with damage as light as blown out windows up to collapsed structures. In the series, I've repeatedly mentioned the term atmospheric lensing. One issue with the bombs of this size is that sporadic destruction can be experienced even to distances over 100 miles from the detonation. One town could be completely spared and the next totally destroyed. It just depends on the breaks. Another huge factor is weather. On a clear day, people exposed to Tsar Bomba's thermal radiation as far as 60 miles away from the bomb could suffer third-degree burns. On a cloudy, rainy, or snowy day, that distance can be considerably reduced. It is the other ancillary effects of this bomb, though, that showcase its sheer awesomeness. Half an hour later in Nashville, Tennessee, 430 miles from Chicago, a shockwave is seen ripping through the air. Windows are shattered here and there, and a low, heavy rumble is heard as if the earth was breaking in two. The residents of Washington, D.C., 600 miles away, are puzzled as a second sunrise appears in the west. Close to an hour later, reports of broken windows began sporadically drizzling in, and again, the distant sound of destruction rumbles from the horizon. For distant observers, it could be guessed, and for keen observers calculated that the city of Chicago had just been removed from existence. But the dissemination of information would leave most people in an uninformed panic, as all forms of communications would be severed for at least 30 minutes after the event. After the firestorms subside, the event would be mostly over. A majority of the fallout from the bomb is thrown 200,000 feet up into the atmosphere near the edge of space and will be deposited globally. But what would happen if the bomb, intended to be an airburst, failed to explode until it reached the ground? Aside from leaving a crater almost 3 miles wide and 500 feet deep, the entire eastern half of the United States would have to contend with deadly radiation. Assuming a west to east weather pattern, a wide swath of radioactive fallout could threaten the entire east coast, depending on the weather. Survivors near Chicago and unlucky enough to be downwind could experience a lethal dose of radiation in as little as 10 minutes. Under these conditions, all but those with purpose-built fallout shelters would not survive. So what is the use of a weapon of this magnitude? In 1961, there were 3 targets in the United States where the destruction of a bomb like Tsar Bomba could be appreciated: New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Use of a weapon like this anywhere else would be overkill. It was very well known at this time that a few smaller bombs were much more effective than one large bomb when achieving military objectives. The detonation of Tsar Bomba was nothing more than a show of force. Speaking of multiple smaller weapons being used to achieve a military objective, keep a lookout for the next video in the Effects of a Nuclear Bomb series on Multiple Independent Reentry Vehicles, or MIRVs. I'd like to give a special thanks to AdamCentral.com for the use of the Tsar Bomba video. If you found this information insightful, please hit the like button below, share, drop us a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Tin Hat Ranch channel. Thanks for watching.